Hello, and welcome back to the Pure Nintendo Podcast. This is your weekly dose of all things Nintendo. My name is Gemma, and joining me this week, I have the one and only Kirk. Welcome back, Kirk.
I'm still happy to be just the one and only.
Yes.
No doppelgangers
No doppelgangers. No.
hanging around.
No, exactly. Thanks for joining me again this week. We have a lot of content to discuss again this week. We've got the Pokémon Presents that happened, of course. We have a lot of Switch 2 games, actually, which feels really nice to talk about. A few very interesting pieces of news, and as well as the games that we're playing. But a lot to cover, a lot of cool stuff. I can't wait to talk about it with you. So let's get into it. And we'll start off, before we get to Pokemon Presents, I noticed this week because, every week Nintendo has a list of games that are coming out. It's always a really long list, especially for the Switch. But we've noticed a bit of what would you call it? A dry spell, I suppose, in the Switch 2 arena.
A quick bump in the road that I wasn't expecting to throw us off course so quickly.
Yeah, exactly. So it's good to see quite a few Switch 2 games this week in the form of, and we'll go through some of these, but Super Mario Party Jamboree is the big first party one, I guess, and that's obviously not a new game, but it's the Switch 2 edition that comes with Jamboree TV. So that's neat. And I think you and I both have the Switch game, right? Super Mario Party Jamboree. Yes.
Yeah.
Are you interested in this extra content?
I am. I went to download it yesterday, and again couldn't figure out how to get to just the DLC.
Okay.
I feel like when I launch the game, it should know that I'm on the Switch 2 and say, "Hey, there's this additional content." Especially is this one free to Online Plus subscribers too, or am I paying for it?
I hope not, because I downloaded it and paid for it. No, I'm pretty sure this is a little payment, but I think in the US it's $20, I believe.
Okay. That may explain it then, because I did, of course, find it in the eShop and thought, wait, I think I might get this for free. I guess I just wasn't paying close enough attention to the fact that I don't. So
it's a good question, and maybe that's a good point, that maybe it's a little confusing as to which ones are free and which ones are not. But I think it was just the two Zelda titles, I think, the two free ones, the big one. Like, as in, Mario Wonder is free and Pokemon Violet is free, I believe. But you can also buy the Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild ones if you don't have the Switch Online, for example.
Right.
Yes. This one I think is just an extra bump because it is a fair amount of new content. I think that's why they've done it that way. They've bundled it into a new package called Jamboree TV. So did you go into the game itself? Like, you started playing the game as usual and you were hoping to see something on there that would say new content to download? Is that how you did it? Okay.
That's what I was looking for.
I thought to do that.
Sometimes you just launch a game and then it hits right away, it pulls up that thing saying that there's a download available, and you decide, do I want to keep playing? Or
True.
That's what I was looking for, I guess.
Yeah, okay. I did wonder if that's what I had to do, but I didn't. I just went to the eShop and it was like right at the top because it's so new. And I clicked on it and it knew that I guess it knew I had it already, because it just, for me, it was $30 because it's Australian. It just had the $30 download. So I'm like, cool, I'll just do that. It was pretty, I think I had to download the whole game again because I hadn't played it on the Switch 2 yet. So I don't think it had downloaded.
Oh, yeah.
So, but it only took like 15 minutes or something. Yeah. So that's pretty good. I'll talk about my gameplay experience with that in the games that we're playing. But yes, I do have it, and looking forward to giving it some more time as well, because I do love Mario Party. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I want to hear that, because since I'm paying for it, I'll likely do it. In fact, I'll definitely do it before New Year's when we have our annual session. But since I don't have the camera, I'll need to see how much of the new content I'm actually not getting access to. Oh, not just the camera, but I currently only have the Joy-Con that came with the system. So until I buy more of those, I will be losing out on the mouse-controlled games.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yes, I can definitely give you some info on that, I think. I've only played a little bit, but I think I know the answer to those questions, hopefully. So we will get to that. Some of the other big, Switch 2 releases, they're big because they're Switch 2, I suppose. These aren't big, and there are smaller ones. These are the only ones for Switch 2. WWE 2K25, which we talked about a few weeks ago, that is out, I believe, today for you, right? The 25th, I think it was. So that's obviously a return for the franchise to Nintendo's hardware after some years. I think it's 7 odd years. Was it 2018 was the last one, I think?
It might have been if that
Mm.
was the one they released one that was just terrible.
Yeah.
The way it performed. So
Yes.
I think they just thought, well, we're done.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen on the early reviews, that's been addressed. It apparently performs very, very well on the Switch 2. So if you're a WWE fan, first I would encourage you to give it up and switch over to AEW. But if you're a WWE fan, then good. This is exactly what you were looking for. And
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
And does AEW have games?
They do. They have one called Fight Forever that we reviewed a
Oh,
while back.
yeah. Mhm.
And it's not great at the time. It was better than anything that WWE related on the Switch.
Mhm.
But it sounds like now that for the Switch 2, WWE is back on top.
Cool, okay. So you don't think you'll check this one out because you're an AEW fan, or
Well, more so, I mean, it's a fighting game, right?
Mhm.
It's just
Yeah.
like the other fighting games that are out there, except the costumes are wrestling costumes and not
Mhm.
the crazy over the top things that you would get in, say, Tekken or something like that.
Yep.
And that's really just not my thing. So if I'm into AEW and I like the wrestlers, so I would be more inclined to do that just because I'm more into the people behind it.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
even then, it's still just a fighting game and not the type of thing I really enjoy playing.
Right, fair enough, that's okay. It did seem like when this was announced a few weeks ago, there were a lot of people pretty excited, so I'm happy for those fans, and I hope it does do well, and I hope it plays well. So, yeah, let us know, listeners, if you're such a fan and if you're enjoying it or haven't got it yet and plan to. Yeah, definitely keen to hear your thoughts. The next one is Wild Hearts S, which we did briefly mention last week because I've been playing the demo and now the full game is out. This is a bit of a Monster Hunter type of game. It looks really splendid. The demo, like I said, is available. I haven't got much further than that, and looks like I might be reviewing this one, which is cool. So, looking forward to going a bit deeper beyond the demo and seeing what else the game can offer. But it certainly looks quite amazing. It's a lovely showcase for the Switch 2's, graphics. I think this one compared to say Mario Party Jamboree, which looks great, of course, but it's very cartoony. So it's hard to
Yeah,
tell that it's a Switch 2 title. You know what I mean? I'm sure WWE also looks quite good, and because it would probably have a lot of that fast, fluid movement, that would also make a big difference on the Switch 2 in terms of, I guess, lag and frame rates and things like that. Yeah.
yeah,
And Wild Hearts S does have those big monsters that take up the whole screen, and so that's going to be really cool to see how that looks as well. The
yeah.
last one, oh, sorry, you go.
Saying good use of landscapes, the
Mhm.
setting for the game, and that's something that I think it would hold over, say, WWE 2K25,
True.
because most of that's just taking place in an arena with bodies around it. But this one's like out in the open and
Yeah.
near the ocean with mountains and trees, and just visually, there's a lot more going on that I think would be more fun to look at.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So looking forward to delving into that one a bit deeper. And I think that one came out the 25th as well. The last one, and I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you can help me with this one. But No Sleep for Konami Date is Switch One and Switch Two. But the Switch Two is its own version, right? It's not just you can play it on Switch Two because otherwise it shouldn't be on this list, I guess. But as I wrote it
Yeah,
down, I'm like, oh, is it a Switch Two specific version? Do you know?
yeah, you
Yeah.
can upgrade to a Switch 2 version.
Cool. Okay, that's good to know. And this one we did talk about a little while ago as well, I think. Is this one that you were potentially interested in?
Oh yeah, this is one I
Yeah.
reviewed.
Yeah, that's right. Of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I reviewed it and I absolutely loved it.
Yes,
9 out of
exactly.
10, I believe. I should pull that up to verify. Yeah, it's an excellent game. It's the third in the Somnium Files games. Um,
Mhm.
but this is kind of an offshoot. Like it doesn't play the same well. It's sort of like an escape room kind of an
Mm.
approach to
Mhm.
it. It carries a lot of the same elements and characters, but is kind of off on the side. But from what I understand, I haven't played the other two games yet, and I fully intend to. It still has a lot of the same sense of humor and the same basic approach. So people who play it should be very comfortable. And
Excellent.
if you haven't played it, become comfortable because it's a really wonderful, very funny, clever, and fairly short game. It like I believe I finished it around 20-25 hours.
Mhm.
There are bonus things that you can pick up that you can like replay certain things and start over certain things to make sure you get it all if you're a completionist. That'll take over the time, but it's a pretty short experience compared to a lot of other games out there now.
Yeah, yeah. I love that your definition of short is 20 hours because you play such long games.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That's excellent. That's really cool. That's right, because you had quite a bit of time with that before it came out, so that
Yeah,
explains that
yeah,
one,
they
yeah.
hooked us up early. Thank you
Yeah,
to the
yeah, that's
developers.
and do you remember what the difference between the Switch 1 and 2 versions was? In terms of, I guess,
Um,
graphics
mo
or
Yeah, that's basically it. Like, I didn't notice any lag or anything, so I wouldn't even say the performance is up, and there's not a whole lot of animation. You're kind of
Mhm.
moving around as you're, in the escape rooms, but there are some where you're just moving a camera and clicking on things in certain parts. So really, it's just a visual upgrade, more detail.
Yeah. And do you remember the price difference between the 2?
No, I don't.
That's
Let me
okay.
see if I can. I'll have that answer for you. Well, I
Yeah.
would have that answer for you, but I got hit with an age verification.
That
I think
happens.
it's 39.99 both ways.
Ah, cool. Yeah, I thought that was the case with this one. It was no difference, which is awesome. So yeah,
Yep.
that was cool. Excellent. So that's 4 pretty different games right there. From Mario Party through to an escape room based challenge, No Sleep for Konami. Yeah, lots to do, lots of different games to play. So, yeah, we'll be going through some of those again later on in terms of Mario Party playing right now. Wild Hearts, definitely, I'll revisit and talk probably about more next week. But let us know, listeners, which of those 4 you're playing or not. And anything else to add to that before we move on to Pokemon Presents?
No, except that I'm glad we finally got to talk about some Switch 2 games.
Me too. I was so excited to see the list this week. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
I would like to kick off every episode with this as our topic, but just hasn't happened yet.
Yes, that's right. Hopefully more of this will happen in the coming weeks and months. But yeah, for now, we shall take it week by week and see how we go. But yes, in terms of Pokemon, so there was a Pokemon Presents, which is their version of a Nintendo Direct, I guess, that happens. I don't know if it's regularly. It seems random to me, but I'm not very good at keeping track of these dates like Justin and Trevor.
Yep.
But yeah, there was one. And the thing was that this was announced a while ago, like I think a good well over a month ago, I believe. They told us Pokemon Presents is happening July 22nd. And a lot of people were very excited. And some people were a little disappointed from what I've seen in the coverage. I don't know. I thought it was fine. To me, it seemed very similar to the last one. I don't know. Did you watch it at all?
No.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't think
can't
so.
offer an opinion on that, I'm afraid.
That's totally fine. I didn't think it would be necessarily up your alley, which is fine. I did watch it. I enjoyed it for what it was. I'm also like I like Pokemon. I prefer, Mario and Zelda. It's not my favorite franchise, but I do enjoy it. I have to say, I've watched the anime. I've played some of the games. I was a bit of a latecomer to the games itself, so that's probably why I haven't been super across it over the years. My kids definitely got into Pokemon, when they were a little bit younger and they had the cards. I never really collected the cards. I probably missed that a little bit. I might have just been a little bit too old for that, potentially. I'm not sure. I collected cards in the 90s. I just didn't seem to have Pokemon cards. I had Simpsons cards and like movie
I didn't know they
cards.
made Simpsons cards. They made Simpsons cards?
Yeah, they made
Uh,
Simpsons cards. I even had I found this just recently at my mum's house. I had Joe Montana cards. I have this like set of Joe Montana cards. I don't know if they're worth anything.
but I don't look it up. I suppose it depends on the condition in the year, I guess. You might
Yeah,
have a rare rookie card. If you got a rookie, you're doing all
maybe,
right. Yeah.
maybe because my family briefly went through a what is it, NFL? So it's called NFL
Yep.
phase, like American football. Yeah, so we had some NFL cards. Yeah, just no Pokemon cards. I don't know why.
Okay.
Anyway,
Well, you may be happy to know that the cards I collected most were Star Wars cards.
oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that I didn't know there were Star Wars cards because it seems obvious, but I didn't know there were Star Wars cards because I think that was before, like, as in I was too young, I think, to be into cards when maybe Star Wars, or are you talking 70s or 80s?
70s.
Oh, well, then that's definitely, yeah,
Yeah,
before my
I think
time,
Star
so
Wars, Empire Strikes Back. I collected Tron cards too.
wow, okay.
Yeah, they had Tron cards.
Cool. I mean, I loved collecting cards as a kid. I had Batman movie cards in the 90s, for example. Ghostbusters, I think, was a thing too. Ghostbusters 2, maybe. So, yeah, anyway, not to get too off topic, but cards, definitely was into them, just didn't seem to be into Pokemon cards. I know a lot of people are because I keep getting emails from EB Games, for example, who also seems to be Australia's home for Pokemon cards.
Mhm.
There's always new ones being released. And like I said, my kids collected them. They have, I'm probably saying this, I think it's thousands. Honestly, they have a lot. They have a lot. So yeah, they're out there. They're pretty cool. But Pokemon Presents wasn't all about cards, obviously. It was more about games and shows, which is pretty neat. And in fact, it started off with new episodes, or telling us that there are new episodes of Pokemon Concierge coming in September to Netflix. And I remember we talked about this a while ago. I wasn't even aware of this until I think it was the last Pokemon Presents when they actually mentioned it. And I'm like, oh, that looks so cute. And I went and watched, I think it was season 1 and 2 maybe was available. Did you end up watching it or seeing anything about that? Because it's stop motion.
I did see the trailer.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
Yes.
and I mean, it wasn't enough to really hook me. I mean, because yeah, I'm a fan of Aardman.
Oh,
Um,
this is not Aardman. This is different to Aardman. So
oh,
there's
who are we
two.
talking about?
Well, Pokemon Concierge is a show that is stop motion, but this is
Oh,
not the Aardman show. This is,
okay. I guess
yeah.
yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. The other one is the misadventures of things I can't pronounce.
Yeah,
Okay.
Surfetch and Pichu, yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're kind
Concierge.
of
Nope. No experience with concierge.
that's okay. It's really cute. It's a stop motion thing. It looks really neat, and I don't know why I don't know why there are 2 stop motion things happening, but great. It's great, I guess. Pokemon Concierge, it is on Netflix already. If you were interested, check it out. And there's a new season coming on September the 4th to Netflix. It's just very, very cute, honestly. It's about a girl who works at an island, a Pokemon resort, where Pokemon come and have little holidays, and she helps them with things. And she also has, she starts off being a little anxious and worried about her job, and she makes friends with the Pokemon and learns more about herself along the way, kind of thing. So it's just a really sweet, easy to watch adventure. The other one is the Aardman one, which they kind of teased really briefly last time with a little Pokeball just rolling onto the screen. This time they've got another teaser, and it was the dude from Aardman spoke about it actually in the Pokemon Presents. I can't remember the guy's name, but he's one of the two. I think there's two guys, right, who founded the company. He's one of them.
Nick Park
Yeah,
and
it might have been him, or it was the other guy. I can't remember, but
yeah, I can't remember who it is.
he spoke and he was really excited. And they showed a little clip, more of a proper teaser of what we can expect. And it was a little, oh gosh, which character was it? One of the sheep characters. The fans will be like, "It was this," and I can't remember the name of it. I'm sorry, it wasn't Mareep. It wasn't Mareep. It was the other one, Wooloo or something. Looking at my son
Uh,
for guidance. No, yeah, Wooloo.
that kind of sounds right because when I looked at it, I saw people talking at the bottom, like
Mhm.
comments, and I, of course, didn't know any names, but that
Yeah,
sounds familiar. So
yeah.
maybe.
Thanks. Let's go with that. And this really, let's say, is a sheep eating in a field, or a sheep-like Pokemon eating in a field, very much like a Aardman, like a
Like Sean.
Shaun. Yes, yes, like Shaun the sheep. And there's all this stuff going on in the background behind the wall. Some sort of, not a battle exactly. I guess it's maybe a playful fight of some sort. But you can see little bits of, I think, Pichu popping up and doing things, and in the background, and the little Wooloo is just eating eating the grass and kind of looking at the screen. And that's it. And then you kind of see them run in front, I think, in the foreground, the two, and then the titles revealed: The Misadventures of Surfetch and Pichu, which is coming in 2027. So that's still a fair ways off, to be honest. It's a long way, 2 years off. But these things do take a lot of time. If you know anything about stop motion and the way that, I guess, Aardman at least does it, you would have seen the Shaun the Sheep settings, and what they've got with the little characters and the models and how they move them around. It's so cool. I love that. Yeah. So they're working on that. I don't know if it's a movie or a series. Not sure. They didn't really reveal that information, but it'll be cool when it happens.
Although
Yeah.
my concern watching it is that it didn't look like stop motion animation to me. Like I don't know if they've just gotten so good at it, or the technology's gone so far that
Yeah.
it's just so smooth and shiny, but it looked CGI to me. And I know they've done that before. They released something that was just straight animation instead of stop motion animation.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't remember what it was, like rats or something. Some
I don't
no
know.
memory of it. Didn't see it,
Mm.
but yeah, boy, I hope that they're not, taking that shortcut with it. Although maybe I do, because then that would mean they're also working on something else more my style.
True. Well, there is meant to be a
So
new Shaun the Sheep season coming, I think.
yeah,
So that would be cool. Yeah, now I'm not so sure. It definitely looked shiny. I agree. It looked really good. So I assumed it was stop motion. I don't remember now if he said that or if I've just implanted that because that's what Aardman does. That's what they're known for. It certainly looked really nice. So maybe they've gotten very good, or maybe it's not. Yeah, I think I'm hoping it is because I think that's a better way to do it. And I would assume it is, but yeah, otherwise I don't know how they've made it look so smooth. Maybe they just
I haven't seen anything that said it's not stop motion, so that's just
yeah,
my concern. But
yeah, yeah. We can find that out, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Pretty sure it is. Next up, and this is just I don't know. Nintendo's doing so many theme parks lately. Like now they've got a new one, a Pokemon themed park, which is called Poke Park Kanto in Tokyo. It's the first permanent outdoor Pokemon attraction. It's 26,000 square meters in something called Yomiuro Land. I don't know what that is, but I think that's an existing park of some sort, and they're maybe adding this Pokemon area to it. There's two parts: a forest where you can find Pokemon, and there's a town, I guess, where you can interact with people. I don't know, shops and food probably. And it opens in early 2026, which is not too far away. This one, so yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I thought that was a really nice. I didn't know this. I just assumed it was an announcement. I hadn't heard of it before, so yeah, I think it's neat. If I was in Japan, I'd go to this. So
I hope that they connect that with Pokemon Go. Is that still a thing? Is that app still out
it
there?
is. It
You
is.
would
Yeah.
think if you could take that app there, you should just be able to stock up like crazy.
Oh, yeah, so true. Yes, get something special while you're there for sure. That would be a missed opportunity if they didn't do that. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really nice. I think people in Japan will love it. I think tourists will love it. I think that'll be a huge success given how well Nintendo World, does, like, how busy that was in Japan and how much fun it was. I don't know how much Nintendo is involved with this as opposed to the Pokemon Company, but hopefully it's similarly fun experience, basically. Yeah. Would you attend something well, you're not a huge Pokemon fan, but would you go to a theme
If
park?
it if it was part of another park and that was just one stop along the way, sure.
There you go.
Because I think, they would do such a good job, right? I
Mhm.
mean, when you're in there, it would just feel so cool even if you're not into Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, I would dig that. I just wouldn't, plan my whole day on that.
yeah. Yes, exactly. Next up, we've got a few game-related things, and Pokemon Unite is having its 4th anniversary. We won't dwell too much on that. I haven't played Pokemon Unite in a while. I played that with Trev and Justin, years ago, I guess when it first launched. We played together online, and I got a little bit addicted to it for a while. It's still in my top maybe 20 played games on the Switch, 1 or 2, whatever, on my Switch consoles. So I did spend a lot of time on that. I was playing it every day, doing the battles, having a lot of fun. I haven't played it in probably 2 years, but it is there. There's some new characters joining, Latios and Latias, and a new type of battle, electrode volleyball. So if you are a fan, jump on in and see what's happening there because, yeah, cool stuff to explore. Then they talked about a new game, actually, called Pokemon Friends, which is a puzzle game where it's all different sorts of puzzles where you kind of like have to connect things like in a grid format. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, if you've seen this, Kirk, but it's sort of a top down thing and it's relatively easy. I've downloaded it, I've had a go. It's basically like connecting train tracks, like moving, like turning the train tracks so that they end up connecting and the train can go from one side to the other. Or rotating a cube so that the Pokemon falls out of the cube. There's like one side has a hole kind of thing. Yeah, different space-based, or do you know what I mean? Do you understand that kind of
Yeah,
concept?
yeah. I've
Yeah.
actually pulled it up and I'm looking at some screen captures here. Yeah, it looks like the kind of thing where a puzzle game that's been Pokemon branded.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. So that was available after the presents, after the session straight away. So I went and downloaded it on my mobile. I actually went to the Switch 2 first to get it because it is on the Switch and Switch 2. However, it's $15 on the Switch 2. Well, Switch, I assume the Switch 1 as well. In Australia, so probably, I don't know,
10.
five
Yeah,
five to 10, yeah.
9.99 here.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, I kind of assumed it was free." So I checked on the mobile, and it was free, so I just downloaded it there. Not sure why I would pay $10 for it. I guess that's how these things work, but I was a little disappointed with that.
Are
Yeah.
there in-app purchases on the mobile version?
I haven't seen any, but I only did play it the one day, and you do a puzzle. Well, it's a series of puzzles, but you can do a series of puzzles a day. On the first day, you can do 2, so you end up spending maybe 10 minutes with it, so it's pretty quick. And they go through, tutorial, and you get every time you complete this series of puzzles, you get a little plush toy, like a plush Pokemon toy, through one of those little gotcha machine kind of things. Oh no, it's not. It's more like one of those bubblegum, well, the things where a coin-based machine that spits out a little ball, and inside the ball is a toy kind of thing. I think it's one of those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's a plush, and then you can put the plush in your room wherever you like. So I got a Pikachu, and I put him on my shelf, and then I got a Charmander or something, and I put him on the shelf. Oh no, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, the point is, I didn't see any in-app purchases, but maybe I haven't played enough to do that. Not sure.
Yeah, I just pulled it up. They do have in-app purchases here on my iPhone, and
Okay,
there
there
can
you
be a
go.
lot.
Could be, could be.
Yeah,
So, maybe the Switch version is better for that because you're not gonna be bothered all the time?
yeah.
Yeah, I'll think about it. I meant to play it every day since I downloaded it, and I just haven't. I've just been too busy. So I haven't even played Mario Kart Tour this week. So there you
Whoa.
go. So, yeah, I'm behind in my tracks. So, yeah, I haven't had time for Pokemon Friends, unfortunately, but I did try it that first day, and it is very cute. The puzzles seem pretty easy to me, but maybe it's meant to be, and maybe it gets harder, I don't know. We'll see. But it's there, and it is free on mobile devices. It's not too, $10 is not a lot US. So I'm not saying it's crazy expensive. I just went for the free version because I wasn't willing to pay for a game I didn't know if I really
Yeah.
wanted. So yeah, we'll see. But it's there. I think it's cool that they have new stuff like this. I certainly love puzzle games. I love the idea of playing every day for a new puzzle. I probably need to turn on like notifications that can remind me, like, hey, do your puzzle today. Then I might actually just jump in and spend 10 minutes doing it. So we'll see. We'll see. Next up is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which we kind of already know there's a Switch 2 version. They talked about the smoother movements, sharper graphics, and there's a new shiny event over August and September. The cool thing with this was you needed to work together, as in everyone in the world who's playing this game has to beat the character 1 million times before you can add it to your party. So that's a lot. It's a lot.
That is. I assume then everybody gets added to their party.
I guess, yeah,
Do you
everyone.
need to participate in order to get it, or if you like skip the whole thing, you still get to reap the benefits of everyone else's work?
I assume you'd have to be one of the people who beats it, one of the 1
Yeah.
million times. So, yeah. Yeah, it's kinda cool. I like that everyone has to work together to get it. So, yeah.
There's a thing like that in that Fire Emblem Heroes app for mobile
Oh,
devices. One
right.
of the rotating events that they have, I can't remember what it's called right now.
Mhm.
Um, like everybody has to fight, and you rack up a certain number of points based on how well you do, and then that has to all be added up to find out whether or not you won the battle. You don't get anything for it, but
Oh. Why not?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
just
just the satisfaction of knowing you didn't lose.
yeah,
That's
yeah, that's it. Oh, cool. Well, I guess that's satisfaction itself. That's enough, is it? I don't know. It'd be nice to have a character or something, but maybe you've already got all the characters. I don't know.
Yeah, they don't introduce new characters that way. Maybe they should give people more incentive to go
Mm.
in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's pretty neat. There's also they talked a little bit about the new game, which is Pokemon Champions, which they had talked about last time. So it's not new exactly, but they showed more about it. I think it's the type of game that connects across devices, like crossplay is a thing between mobile and Switch, for example. And that's got a 2026 release and looks pretty cool. And I guess the biggest game of the moment is Pokemon ZA, which we know is coming out in October for the Switch 1 and Switch 2. They gave a lot more, I guess they played a lot more footage of the game. I'm excited for this one. I think I'm going to pick this one up. It does look pretty good to me. I've never played one of these Legends games like Arceus that Trev really liked a couple of years ago. But you catch Pokemon by day, you battle by night. But we kind of knew that already, so it's not super new information. But the new information was more about this rogue mega evolved Pokemon. I don't think we heard about this before, Mega Dragonite. And this is where people were commenting after the presentation. They were like, "Oh, I just wasted 25 minutes to see a Mega Dragonite." I'm like, "Okay, that's pretty negative, but whatever." I don't know what people were expecting. I thought it was on par with the last couple that I've seen. I've only been watching the Pokemon Presents the last few, like 2 years maybe. They all seem pretty similar to me. They talk about games, they talk about cards, they talk about events, and that's it. And that's what they did. So I don't know what people wanted. They're not going to announce a brand new major game because Pokemon ZA is the next big thing coming out. That's still a few
Yeah.
months away. So, oh well. I don't know.
Yeah. I wonder what those people had going on. What were they going to fill that 25 minutes with? That
Yeah.
they're so sad that they got to like see video games, and that
Yeah.
was a bummer to them.
Yeah, exactly. And from my perspective, I was really happy to see the Aardman teaser. I think the Poke Park is really exciting. Seeing Pokemon Friends, even though it's a simple puzzle game that maybe is easy, I was happy to see a new game in there, and and that's why I downloaded it straight away. New content is always good for me. So
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. Everyone, you can't please everyone. So
And they're all signs that Pokemon is alive and well and making money. So celebrate,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Your
that's it.
franchise isn't going away.
Exactly, exactly. So yes, listeners, let us know if you watched it, what you thought, what were your highlights, and yeah, we'll see what happens next with Pokemon. But yeah, I am looking forward to ZA. Still a few months, like I said, but that's the next big thing that we'll look for. Let's move on to some other news before we talk about the games that we're playing. And there was this rumor going around about a Lego Game Boy, and it's been revealed. So this was a rumor that came true, and it looks so cool. I saw I don't know if you saw the trailer they did for this. It was like this old school Game Boy ad that they've made into a Game Boy Lego ad.
I did. I did see this. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. How cool is it? I love it. I really want to get this now. I'm thinking, and it's not too expensive. I think it was the Australian price. I think it was $99, maybe around that mark, which means it's probably even cheaper in America, in the US. So it doesn't seem like a super expensive one. It launches on October the 1st. Pre-orders are open now. It comes with these little cartridges that you can put into the back. And in the trailer, I'm like, does this thing play games? Because it looks like it's playing games. It does not. That would be the ultimate, though, wouldn't it? A Lego Game Boy that actually played.
Yeah, boy, they could pull that off
Yeah.
somehow. You'd have to put your cartridges together single time you want to play something.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And I think it does change the front of the Game Boy system though, if you put one of these little cartridges in. I think it puts something on the front that says what the game is, like the title screen or something.
That's
Did you
cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because then they
otherwise
could keep releasing new ones, right? Just
yeah,
roll
true.
out new games all the time, so it's like you're adding games to your system
Yes,
that you never get to
exactly.
play.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it looks really neat. That's a cool one that's coming out for Lego fans. Next up is a new game announcement or release date, I suppose. well, it's Borderlands 4, which did we know this was coming to Switch 2, or did we just think it was
Yes.
coming to Switch 2? We did, okay. We just didn't know
Yeah, because
when, right?
they announced the release date for other systems a while
Mhm.
back, and we
Yes.
still had no confirmation on the Switch 2 release until now.
Yes. So this is good news. It's not the same release date. I don't know why. It's not, but it's not too far after. So it comes out on September the 12th on other consoles, and then it comes out on October 3rd on the Switch 2. So like 3 weeks later, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. Any idea why that might be?
I'm assuming it just had something to do with development time and getting their hands on the Switch 2.
Mhm.
So they were just behind the other systems, but
Mm.
apparently not too far behind.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
close.
3 weeks is not a lot.
No. And I guess for them, for the developers, they get to announcements in a way, like they get 2 bites of
Yeah.
the cherry, like they'll be promoting it before September 12th for other consoles, and then they'll be promoting it again leading up to October 3rd for the Switch 2. So, yeah.
And they probably already committed to the release date on the other consoles before they knew for sure when they would be able to roll the Switch 2 version out.
Mhm.
And then we're pleasantly surprised to find out that it was only going to be 3 weeks later. Could have
Yeah,
been 3 months.
could have been. Yes, exactly. So that's really nice to see. So that's a good news. And are you a Borderlands fan at all? Like, what do you think of this series?
I haven't played it. It's been around a long time,
Mm.
and I always meant to do it on the Mac. But back when I was writing for Apple websites, there was
Mm.
another writer who was huge into the game, and Sophie is into it. Her boyfriend
Oh,
played the
okay.
games a lot, and so she's been playing it. Yeah, I'm sure it's something I would like. It's not the type of game I'm generally that good at, but from what I understand, the stories and the characters are really, really good and really kind of drive you along. So, um, yeah, I'd give it a shot. Definitely
Mm.
over the movie that they
Yeah,
released that
yeah.
tanked so bad.
Yeah, I didn't see the movie, but I heard not great things about it, so yeah. Yes. No, I think it's great that it's coming to Switch too. It's nice that we're getting these types of games, if not simultaneously, close to, as opposed to years later that we've seen. The Switch 1 didn't even get all of the games, and when it did, it was a lot later, and now, hopefully that's something that won't happen too much in the future.
Oh, the other ones are on the Switch.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I mean, in general, like,
Oh, okay. All
um,
right. Yeah.
it because the Switch, just with game like third-party games that came to the Switch seem to come later at some point, a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Mm.
definitely.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that that sort of gap is being bridged a bit more with the Switch 2, hopefully. Seems like it. So, yeah, that's exciting. Let us know if you're a Borderlands fan. I myself have not played them either. Yeah, I should probably give it a go. I think there was a really good deal on some of the Borderlands we talked about. Was it maybe even last year? Like, they go on sale, and you
Yeah.
can pick them up pretty cheaply on the Switch 1. Even is there a bundle of some sort, maybe?
Yeah, there is,
Yeah.
well, there are like a couple different bundles.
Mhm.
There's one that's $150, which
Right.
gets you just about everything.
Yeah.
So if you want to catch up before 4 rolls out, hurry up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yes, you've got time, you've got till October, so yeah. Oh, yeah, is that the Borderlands Legendary Collection, maybe? Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
think
one of
that's
them.
the one I saw.
Mm. And there's the Game of the Year edition, that's right, I remember that one. Yeah, so plenty of content there, so let's see how this one goes. Everyone seems pretty excited for the next iteration of the Borderlands series.
It's the Pandora's Box collection that's
Ah,
$150.
yes, that's right, yep, mhm. I do like that
And
name.
that seems to be one of the more recent. It was released July, wow, almost exactly a year ago, July 26,
Oh,
2024.
there you go. Well, it is July 26th for me, so yeah, it is a year ago. Cool. Alright, well, that sounds really good. Let's see how that one goes in October. Last piece of news, we have an update on The Legend of Heroes: Trails Beyond the Horizon, which has a release date revealed, coming out, looks like January 15th. Is that exciting? That sounds exciting.
that's exciting if you have been following along with the Legend of Heroes
Yeah.
um, series, which I mentioned before. I won't go into again. There's so many games
Mm.
from so many different systems, most of which have now been ported over in one way or another to the Switch. This one is a new game that's kind of starting what I believe they said is the final story, the final series in the overall arc of the Legend of Heroes. Um, a lot of characters coming back, and it looks like it's the first one that's going to go up into space. I don't know if they just revealed that, if that's been around in a while, but
Oh,
we're
cool.
we're we're leaving the planet for the first time in the series.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
It fits in just fine. I mean,
Yeah.
we're already dealing with like alternate dimensions and stuff where you can go and level up and get different things or hang out and play cards. So yeah, my willing suspension of disbelief was suspended a long time back in this series. So whatever you want to throw at me, I'll take.
Yeah. 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 Awesome. It's good to have a release date because previously was it fall? Did they say it was fall 26? Well, this is winter though, so maybe they came earlier
Yeah.
than they expected, which is
Yeah.
nice.
And there will be individual Switch and Switch 2 versions.
Hmm.
The Switch 2 version is more expensive. And if you get the physical version, because they have like a limited edition box set that you could get, which looks good, but the Switch 2 version of that comes with a game key card.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
hopefully, they haven't said this yet, but hopefully you could get the Switch version and then upgrade. That way you get the card. You could still get the kit, with all
Mm.
the extras, one of which is a clock.
Oh,
I
nice.
have never seen a limited edition or a collector's edition. Like, they didn't describe it. It was just in the photo, so I hope it works. It looks like it does, but yeah, you get like a little clock, which I'm assuming has something to do with the game. But perfect. Yeah, I'll put that on my desk. Sure.
Yes. How big is that clock?
Yeah, it
Hang on.
looks
I'm
like
gonna
it's
look at
not
this
too
one.
big.
Oh, that's a clock there. I saw that. And I saw little people at the front, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I just thought
Yeah.
it was
Those
little
little like
characters. I didn't even see
vinyl
the clock. Oh,
tube
that's
thing.
cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that's neat. I'll put a picture if you're watching this on YouTube. I will put the picture in. Um, yeah, I really like that. That is a different kind of collectible, which is nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, very
Yeah,
cool.
and that's coming from NAS America in the US, and they
Mhm.
generally do a really good job, I think, with their limited edition packages. It seems like almost every game gets it, but
Mm.
but yeah, they know what to entice people with.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, they know how to appease the fans, which is great. Cool. Well, we're looking forward to that one. A bit of time to wait there, but 6 months or so, not that far. Yeah,
Mm,
be with us before we know
yeah,
it.
I'd say you could use that time to catch up on the series, but if you're just starting, you're not going to make it.
These are not short games.
No, they're not short games, and there are many. But
Yeah.
you can just play. I would suggest if you saw this trailer that looks good to you, at least play Trails Through Daybreak 1 or 2, which were
Mhm.
very recently released for the Switch, and introduced Van or Arkwright Solutions, which is kind of the group that's mixing with everybody else in this new one. So you'll at least know a good chunk of the characters and got the story, and then everyone else you can meet for the first time and come to
Mm.
know.
Cool. Good advice, I think. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Kirk. Well, unless we have any other news, we can move on to the games that we're playing this week. And since I was slow to add mine to the list, you get to go first this week. So, would you like to give us an update on Shadow Labyrinth?
Yeah, I have the review done. It's waiting to be published, so you can watch for that soon. It may be up by the time this comes
Oh,
out.
yeah. I'm
I
keen to
ended
read
up,
that, actually. I want to read it myself.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's this is a good game. It worked and it didn't work, depending on what you're after. I will say,
Mm.
people who like, if you're really into Pac-Man and you just love the character, although again, I don't consider Pac-Man a character,
Yeah.
any more than like the spaceship at the bottom of the Space Invaders screen. I don't consider a character. It's along those lines.
Uh-huh.
But if that's what you're after is classic Pac-Man, forget it. It's there are elements of that in here. There are like some nice little Easter eggs having to do with the series. But yeah, this is basically it's a platformer. It's like I said, it's more along the lines of a Metroidvania kind of thing.
Mhm.
Um, it's fun. The unique thing about it is there's something in it that I mentioned called the D line, where the Pac-Man character called Puck is able to like hop onto this line and kind of ride it, and you can get to areas that way. You could jump off. You're able to attack other things on the line. That to me is like the most unique aspect of it, because that's what makes it a little bit more like Pac-Man and a little less like your traditional platformers.
Hmm.
Um, but I think that should have been developed further. It should have been implemented more to give it even more of a Pac-Man kind of feel. Like it's got to go out into these full mazes in order to do that and come back, as
Mm.
opposed to just allowing you to scale walls or move along the ceiling,
Yeah,
kind of
right.
thing. So
Yeah.
I would have liked more of that. The design is great. I mentioned when I first saw the trailer for this that I was hoping it was this really bizarre take on the whole thing, and it is. Well,
Yes.
I like that. I mentioned last week that the story's a little disjointed, and it does come together more as you progress. So I still think they could have done a little bit better starting the story off, but by the time we get to the end, we know what's going on, and we're a little more invested in everything.
Mm.
The thing that surprised me is that they failed on a couple aspects of the actual Metroidvania portions
Oh,
of it.
okay. Hmm.
But I mean, the gameplay's fine, and the game looks really, really good. I played the Switch 2 version, and I thought it looked really nice. But the difficulty just seemed to flip back and forth. Like some of the boss battles were too easy, and then like regular, just like moving through the levels was exceptionally difficult. I
Right.
don't think they placed I completely lost the word for it just now, and who knows why. Checkpoints is what I
Oh,
was
yeah.
looking for.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
They're too far between, and they're not as close to like some of the battles as they should be. So if you
Mm.
lose like a main fight, you got to go back too far, and I hate doing that, because if you put me right back in the battle, I'm more likely to go ahead and do it. But if I have to repeat getting there, to me that's
Mm.
a hard stop. Time to
Yeah.
move on to something
Yeah.
else.
Definitely. Yes.
So, just some decisions along those lines. But like I mentioned, just if you're into Metroidvania style games, give it a shot. It's clever. It's enticing once you get along, and it'll frustrate you the way these games just traditionally have,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. They are well known for that. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, sounds good overall. What did you end up scoring it?
Wow.
Or is that a spoiler? Do you wanna make us read it?
No, it's a 7. Yeah, I gave it a 7. Yeah, I
I was
just had to
thinking that was
remind
your
myself.
description sounded 7-ish to me, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a safe general one to go, because it's good, and to in our rating system, 7 is good.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, and it's not too expensive either, is it, that one? I think it was did you say it
Nope,
was
yep,
30? Yeah.
30 bucks.
Yeah, which is decent. Yeah.
34 Switch or Switch 2.
Yeah, I love that as well. Mm.
Yeah, and the Switch 2 version is literally just, better frame rates and shinier graphics.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. What else are you playing this week?
I mentioned a long time back that I was going to do this after they announced that we were getting an Okami sequel.
Mhm.
I have never finished the original Okami. I
Right.
played it on the Wii, and then
Mhm.
I got the HD version. I think that came out for the Switch. That wasn't Wii U, was it?
Ooh, that's a good question. I
I
thought it
don't know
was a
where that
Switch. No, I'm
version
pretty
is.
sure it's a Switch. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, and I bought it. I couldn't remember if I didn't finish it on the Wii U either. Um, but yeah, so I grabbed that again, and this time I'm gonna get it done. So
Mm,
I've just started once again my trip with Okami HD, and
nice.
now that I've started playing it, because when they released the HD version on the Switch, I thought this is so much better. I love this, but now I'm looking at it and thinking this could be even better.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
they upgraded this for the Switch too, I'd be over the moon,
Oh,
because it's
yeah.
such the graphics are so gorgeous.
It is a very, very beautiful game. That is true. Mm, lovely. Do we know can you remind us the sequel? Did they give us they didn't really give us a date for that, did they? Just that it's coming.
No,
Yeah. That
yeah,
was
no,
yeah.
they're just in development.
Yep, that's right. Cool. Nice. Yeah, that's a really good one. I haven't played that for a long I think I only played that one on the Wii, actually. I don't think I ever played the Switch version. So, yeah, I might have to check it out myself. inspiration right there. Thank you.
I'm hoping since it's an older game, it doesn't take me 90 hours to complete.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Another thing that went into that decision.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I'm playing a few games this week. I wanted to quickly talk about Donkey Kong Bonanza again because last week I talked a lot about it. So I won't go into too much detail except to say that I did try the co op mode because I hadn't tried that last week. And Hayden and I, my son, he and I have been playing it with the Pauline powers that she has. And it's really fun. He's really enjoying it. We're both enjoying it. It's just great to play together, you know. And controlling Pauline, you don't move her, although you can control the camera. So you kind of have to work out between you who's going to control the camera because otherwise it's annoying. So I've just let him control the camera. I'm still Donkey Kong, so I can still smash and walk and move us forward. He's controlling Pauline, so he's controlling the camera. And then Pauline has it's her voice that goes out in words. And it's pretty OP, like it's strong and it can crush anything around you pretty much. And what you can do with her is she has like a target and you can hover over any item, like element in the game, like rock or cement or gold or whatever. And you can absorb that and that becomes what her voice sends out. So you can send out gold, you can send out sand or rock, depending what you're after. There's bombs, you can send out bombs. And so that's obviously very powerful. And Hayden had a great time sending out bombs and destroying the terrain around. So it's really good. We did a boss fight together. So that was pretty fun, and it does make it a bit easier. But I suppose this game isn't meant to be terribly hard. It's meant to be fun, and there's a lot to collect. So it's more about the exploration and the fun, and the battles aren't terribly difficult. But there are also those bonus stages that I mentioned that do give you that challenge if you're looking for that challenge. So those do exist. They're probably a bit harder to do in the co-op mode because usually you're trying to race through with a time limit or something like that. So they're a bit more specialized for one players, I'd say. But yeah, it's really good. I definitely had fun with the co-op mode. Yeah, so that was my update on Donkey Kong Bonanza. Great game
Do you
though.
get into arguments over where you're going to go for collections?
Um, Not really, because I'm pretty chill. Like I've just let him.
Oh,
I
you're a good mom.
Yeah, thanks. Sometimes I'll see something in the background. I'll be like, "Oh, do you want to go check that out?" And he will say yes or no, and we'll do that. I'll just come back and do it later. It's fine. So I don't get
All right.
too worried about that sort of thing. Um, yeah, and he was pretty good. Like he'll if I do see because Donkey Kong has that little hand slap that's almost like a radar that shows anything in the near vicinity that is worth collecting, like a vanadium gem or a fossil or whatever. And so I'll be slapping the ground as Donkey Kong and something will flash. I'll be like, "Oh, do you want to go get that?" And most of the time he'll just say yes anyway. So it works out pretty well. Yeah. And then he'll just destroy the terrain until we get to the thing. So yeah. Yeah, that's pretty fun. I also did download, so we talked about Mario Party Jamboree at the start of the show, and I did download it via the eShop successfully. And jumped in and had a quick go just last night before the show. I wanted to try it at least before the show so I could talk about it. And I do have the camera, which does make a difference. But to answer your earlier question, I don't think you'll need the camera per se for some of the challenges at least. The one that I've tried so far uses mouse controls, and the camera is more just to show your face. So I imagine you can play that without the camera. And this is the one that we've seen in the trailer, like the roller coaster thing, where you use the mouse to destroy the Koopas or whatever that's flying around.
Mhm.
Yeah, so for that one, I think you'll be fine. But it's a really good point about the Joy Cons because I only have two as well, and I only played with Hayden, so we only needed two. But you will need four if you want to play with four people. That is a really good point. I don't have four, and you can't use another control. It has to be mouse controls because it tells you on the screen like you have to use your Joy-Con for this, and you have to. So because I had started the game with my Pro controller, and then when I got to this gameplay, this game section area, whatever, it said to get the Joy-Con, so I had to take them off the console and switch to those. they work just as well as you would expect. We know the mouse controls are pretty good on the Switch too. So a lot of fun and very accurate, etc. And you can use it on your leg, like we've talked about. You can use it on the couch or your TV tray. Is it that you use? What was it?
Yep.
Yeah. That all works really well. But yes, you will need 4 controls for 4-player, which is a bit annoying. So I suppose I'll have to buy some more. There are other modes which I haven't tried. So it looks like there's 4 modes in the game. There's this Bowser thing where I think maybe the camera might be more required for that, because that's in the trailer we've seen where people move. But it could use the Joy-Con as well, because that's happened before in, say, the WarioWare games where you can move your control up and down, and that's your arm moving and that's waving. I don't know how much the camera will rely on, like how much you rely on the camera for that, because I haven't tried it. But the roller coaster one, I think you can do without the camera. The camera, though, actually, speaking of that, it's pretty cool because what it does is, so I started off playing by myself because you can just do it one player. Hayden wasn't interested, but then of course he's watching me and then he was interested, so we restarted. But what you do is you when you start the game, the camera is on and it looks for your face, and you can do it up to, they say 2.5 meters. I was sitting on my couch, which is at least, well, this is meters. I don't know what it is in feet, sorry, but it's not near the TV. And it worked fine. The further away you are from the camera, I guess the blurrier it is because you have to zoom in, and you can zoom in and out. The closer you are, I suppose, the clearer it is. But the point is it looks for faces and it finds the faces, and then you move a little cursor over your face and the camera just stays with you. So when we did 2 players, like 2 of us, we're both on the screen in the initial shot, but then, and we go, okay, we're both on the screen. It's found our faces. Then you can move player 1's cursor over to my face, for example, and player 2's cursor over to Hayden's face. And it just stays with the face. So it's really cool how it works, the technology. I'm pretty impressed. Yeah, I do like that side of it. Yeah,
Yeah, that does sound, yeah, because especially if you're going to be doing something like that, then you got to figure it's going to be more party type thing. So you
yeah,
want everybody to not have to fuss about
yeah,
with
yeah.
all that. So the fact that they've automated so much is excellent.
Yeah, yeah, and so then it just sticks with you. It sticks with your face throughout the game. So as you're on the roller
Mhm.
coaster, and again, you don't need the faces really. It's just showing your expressions, and it just shows you which person you are on the roller coaster. You also have a character, like I chose Daisy. So Daisy's in the roller coaster, and my face is a little circle next to her to show that that's me. And then you're just using the mouse to destroy everything around you. So there's like 5 different, I think 5 or 6 different levels to do in this roller coaster thing. So we'll try all those. We tried 2 last night, and see how we go. But yeah, it seems pretty fun. I don't know if it's going to be gimmicky, like we talked about that a little while ago. Is it too gimmicky? I don't know. I like the mouse. I like the mouse control. I think it adds a bit. There is you can just play the mini games is one of the options. So there's the Bowser, there's this roller coaster thing, there's Mario Party itself with these new features like the camera and the mouse controls built into it. Haven't tried that obviously. Then there's just mini games. So it feels like you can choose your own adventure in a way. Right from the very start of the title screen though, you can choose to go to the original Mario Party Jamboree. Jamboree TV is like its own thing, and it's kind of
Mhm.
like it's meant to be like a game show feel to it, right? Like you're the contestant pulled out from the audience, and that's when the camera thing turns on, and you're sitting at the front with your up to 4 people. And then Daisy, your avatar kind of goes on the stage, and you choose which area you want to play, kind of thing. That's the idea behind it. So yeah, it's fun. I will play some more and then maybe give you a bit more of an update next week when I've had more time with it. But yeah, that's it. At least it's
Yeah,
cheap.
no,
$20.
looking forward. I'll definitely be trying it myself. It's just a matter of whether I do. Is it worth buying the camera for just for this
Yeah.
game? And
Yeah, that's it.
yep.
Exactly. And I don't know because the Joy-Cons, like, they're not cheap. So
Yeah, we'd eventually have to do that
I
anyway.
think
It's
so.
just work
Yeah.
them in slowly.
Yeah, that's it exactly. So anyway, the other quick game I wanted to mention, mostly because it's on sale and we talked about, an upcoming sequel in the future. So Little Nightmares 3 we talked about a few weeks ago, and that's coming out on the 10th of October of this year. I noticed there's a huge sale. There's sales every week, of course, but this caught my eye because it's 90% off is Little Nightmares 2, which is a huge discount. It was like $3 or something after the discount. So I downloaded it. I haven't started it. I meant to, but then Mario Party Jamboree was released, and so I thought I'll play that. I had to choose last night. I didn't have a lot of time. What can I play before the show? I chose Mario Party. I just thought that was worth mentioning because it is such a huge discount, and I had not played this game before. And Hayden was actually just playing it while I was recording, so I was kind of watching it in the background. It certainly looks terrific. I think you know from the screenshots what it's like. It's like a platformer,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's got that almost 3D kind of visuals to it. Like it looks pretty neat, especially for a Switch game. Like I say that like it's a bad thing, like it's just a Switch game, but now that we've got the Switch 2, I'm kind of appreciating how well the Switch did with its own little lack of power kind of thing. So I can, and it's like you said about Akami. I can only just imagine how good it would look on the Switch 2, as in if it was a Switch 2 version. You know, Little Nightmares 3, for example, how much better will that look if there's a Switch 2 version?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just wanted to mention that game being a thing. I think the sale goes until early August. So if you were interested, it's still available. So go ahead and download it. It feels almost free when it's like $3. It's like, how is it
Now,
so
how
cheap?
much is Little Nightmares? The first one. Is it out? It's on the Switch
It
too,
is on
right?
the Switch. I did look and I can't remember. It's not super expensive, but it wasn't on sale. So
Okay.
yeah, it was only, for some reason it was only the second one that was on sale, and I think there is maybe a bundle that wasn't on sale either. So I just
Yes.
So
Yeah, there's a bundle for in the US. Both of them are $49.99, and then Little Nightmares has a complete edition, which I'm assuming must be part of the bundle, and that's $29.99 right now.
Yeah. Oh, right now. Is that on sale then? Or just generally 29?
Generally
Yeah, okay. That's what I
$29.99.
thought. Yeah. So it's not like it's an expensive game to start with. I think Little Nightmares 2 is that probably a similar price usually. I'd say around the $30 mark. Yeah.
Yeah, that's normally $29.99 as well. Yeah, and you're
Yeah.
right, it's $3 here at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was $4 in Australia. So yeah, and 3 in the US. So very, very big discount there. So I thought, yeah, I'll grab it. And then that'll give me a chance to play it before the third one comes out. So yeah, that's a little public service announcement there for any interested parties. But we've done well this week. We've stuck to our hour pretty well. Anything else you wanted to add before we close things off for the week?
No, there are a couple games that I'm going to be starting this week that I haven't mentioned, so I'm looking forward to
Oh,
talking about some
nice.
brand new stuff next week.
Yeah, brilliant.
But that's it.
Okay, that keep us hooked for next week. That's the it's like when you end a chapter in a book and it's like it leads to the next chapter and you just want to keep
Oh
reading.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's my cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.
What's Kirk playing next week?
Yeah, exactly. Well, let us know, listeners, what you're playing this week, and whether you're enjoying things like Donkey Kong Bonanza or Mario Party Jamboree, even Shadow Labyrinth, of course. If you're looking forward to these big new games we mentioned at the start, which one of those you'll be enjoying on the Switch too? We'd love to know all your thoughts. Thank you so much for joining us this week. If you'd like to hear more from us, you can follow us on social media. We're on Blue Sky. You can also check out our website, of course, purenintendo.com for all our news and reviews. And if you'd like to support us, you can head on over to patreon.com/purenintendo. And we are furiously trying to get our latest issue of the Pure Nintendo magazine out to all our supporters. So thank you for your patience. Watch this space. We're getting there. Thank you, Kirk. Thank you, listeners. And until next week, game on, everybody.